YouTube, good morning, good evening, depending on where you are. Welcome to the Bell. Tonight, a couple of topics we're gonna go over. I got a anime thing I want to look at real quick, and yeah, at the top of this, I want to say for future content, if you join my Discord and I got a bunch of places in the Discord you can leave certain things you want me to react to. That way I can pull up things that people feel comfortable with me reacting to or just want another opinion on. With that being said, I got some articles I want to react to. One's about judge delivered bombshell ordered to craft and to reinstate fired Subnautica 2 devs and CEO. Which I remember when it broke, it was kind of like everybody was upset because they were saying the reason that they got fired was to not gain the 250 million bonus package for the game doing well, I believe. Now we are here to learn. So as we read, we're learning. I don't know much about it other than, what we read in here. So later on down the line in another night video, midnight briefing video, we will probably touch back on certain things that we went over. So, like I stated, judge delivered bombshell order for crafting to reinstate fired Subnautica 2 devs and CEO, putting 250 million bonus package back on the table. So hopefully them being hired back, they probably ordered to, like, whatever their contract was before they got fired has to be reinstated the same way, which is good for them because you don't get a lot of them type of stories where devs or people who have been fired come out on the right side of it. Usually the company, because they have more money, will win. So we'll read probably a few of these paragraphs, but like always, the descriptions, the sources will always be in the description below for y'all to read and get your own opinions. Here, we're just reading. We're trying to get as much as we can. And, down in the comments, y'all leave your opinions and your comments and let me know what's up. And I would like to read them. So, that being said, let's get into it. A judge has ruled that South Korea video game giant Krafton must reinstate CEO of Unknown Worlds Ted Gill after he was fired from the position in July 2025. So it's going to be almost a year. It's like 9 months now. He must also be put back in charge with full operating authority of the studio and the Subnautica 2 early access release as part of the ruling. So yeah, basically back to wherever they left off at, that's where they're going back. So basically back to work, back to where they left off before they got fired, which means probably reinstating all their contracts. Judge also has favored Unknown Worlds in the first phase of legal challenge and against Krafton. They state that Krafton breaches the EPA by terminating the key employees without valid cause and by improperly seizing operational controls of Unknown Worlds. As a result, the board resolution that saw Gill and a co-developer fired have been declared ineffective. So basically saying they had no validity or real reason to fire them, but they fired them anyway. And, basically saying, hey, we know that you fired them to try to not pay out that money. Gill will regain control of Steam platform for Subnautica 2 plus 250 million bonus payout period. Wow. So you're getting the money. Nice. Established as part of an Unknown World sale to Krafton has also been extended. The co-founder, who potentially could have earned this bonus, may now do so again through 2026 and potential beyond, something they were stripped of when initially fired. See, yeah, they try to take the money. That's the whole point. The original claim by Crafton was that the fire the was that fired developers had abandoned their responsibilities, a claim that impacted devs pushed back on as they believed they were pushed out to avoid paying the 250 million bonus. The three developers removed from Unknown Worlds by Crafton were replaced by Steve Palputius. I'm sorry if I ruined your name, and no offense. Who was also acting CEO of Strike and Defense. This is breaking story, more to follow. Okay. So, Judge said you can't fire them. You don't have a real reason to fire them, and you have to place them all back where they belong and contracts where they were at, and basically, like this never happened. So, that's a good. I wouldn't say ending because there's more to follow. So we'll see how this pans out and continues. But I mean, relatively good news for the people who got fired, because now they go back to their job and get that back and the money they owed. Next on the list of topics to talk about, we got Atlas aims to raise salary, improve working conditions as layoff continues in game industries. Yesterday we touched on was it Montreal, Warner Brother Montreal laying off employees. This was just yesterday, so next day we get this. So maybe, hopefully, we start seeing some turnaround, because it's been like a lot of layoffs. I think it's like 19,000 in the last year or so. I could be wrong. 3 months. If it's I want to say year, because that just sounds better. But if it's less than that, it's crazy. Okay, there's been a lot of demoralizing news about game industries lately, with the constant streams of headlines about messy layoff affecting several publishers. See, as we spoke about yesterday with Warner Brother, coming one after another for weeks on end. So they're even saying weeks, so I could be wrong as far as the number. And you know what? Let's pretend like I never said a number and just say it's too many. On weeks on end. So when a company like Atlas, developer of Persona, Shin Megami Tensei, and Ethereum Odyssey, among many other titles, note that it's actively putting efforts to try and make workplace better. It's like a sweet, soft song amongst a cacophony of misery. At first mentioned in a press release and reported on by Automation West, Atlas plans to make improvements to its working environment starting in April of this year. Wait, April, we're in March. Yeah, okay, so next 2 weeks. New recruits will have their monthly salaries raised by 10%, going from 300,000 yen of pay each month to 330,000. I said each month. Wait, yeah, and that's I think like $330. It might be less, or it might be a little more, but I think overall it's like 330. Maybe I got that wrong. Maybe it's like 3,000. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Maybe 3,000. Long-time employees and independent contractors working on their titles will see a raise too, aiming to increase yearly salary by 15%. Okay, this is a Japanese company. Okay, Japanese companies are notorious for offering harsh overtime demand through its recent years. Government legislation has made conditions better for workers and helped curtail the abuse of so-called black companies. That's interesting. Meanwhile, the global video game industry is notorious for its crunch practices. That's like when they make you work overtime, and it's like it's strict work, 'cause they trying to get a product out on time, or and that's why the games don't come out as good or the way they should. Then you gotta wait a year, 2 years before the game is in a place where it's like, oh, this is what the game was supposed to be on release date. So now you're talking about another 2 years for the game to have actual progression from where it was supposed to be. It's like crunch practices that require lengthy overtime from workers to complete a game. Atlas, however, is attempting to reduce fixed overtime for its employees, slashing the hours from 30 to 20 each month. Okay. I mean, that's 10 hours, 5 hours a week. So maybe they go home early one day. I don't know. According to the automation translation, Atlas said that the division to raise base salary comes as a way to foster the creativity and improve productivity of every individual employee, arguing that the investment in human resources is absolutely essential in order to keep delivering inspirational experiences to their audience. The move also comes from, excuse me, the move also comes during a time when the Japanese populace have been increasingly worried about inflation and the cost of basic goods. Several other Japanese developers and publishers, such as Sony Interactive Entertainment, have also increased salaries recently, with many in the Japanese gaming industry reporting that their pay rates has increased in the past year. Interestingly, Atlas parent company Sega ranked third of the average yearly salary in a survey. Okay. So, all right, that's not, so it's almost like a second article. Good news here, right? Because at least they're going to get paid more. Their crunch time or we say overtime is going to go down to 20 hours each month instead of 30. And I'm assuming that this 30, like, overtime is more like mandatory. Why would you need to say this? So you're mandating you working to work 20 hours instead of 30. That should give them, like I said, it's 5 hours a week. So maybe they go home early a little, one day or something. I'm not too sure on how that works, but it should, in the way that they're looking at it, increase productivity because people will be happy. I think it needs to be more than that, honestly. It needs to be where you're hiring the people who want to build the game, not people who are like, I'm here for the money. So, next, we're going to look at Embark CEO. So this is from PC Gamer. This Atlas one, where was this from? I think it's in GameSpot. And then the first article with the judge was Eurogamer. I'm just put that out there so I remember if y'all want to know. Again, just to reiterate, all the links will be in the description below. If you made it this far, like, comment, and like I said, join the Discord to give me some things to react to, and let's build the community together. So, with that being said, let's get back into it. Embark CEO says a real professional actor is better than AI after the studio re-recorded some Arc Raider dialogue with real humans. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how they needed to test it to figure it out, but like, you can tell sometimes. All right, so I've been caught off guard where like I'll get through a certain amount of the video and then I'm like, wait, what? And the AI will say something. So it's not that they're not getting there, but there's a certain emotion and a certain mindset that you want your actors to go for realistically that you can convey to the computer, but the computer has never been in that type of situation. The computer doesn't have the experience, and I think that's where a lot of the, like, even if it's a voice line, right, you want to think about if you're a voice actor, maybe you're a regular actor, you've been maybe played a role where you was in the military and you did like a military role. So you can use that kind of experience in your voice and in the way you deliver your lines. The same thing with, uh, when they're wearing mocaps, and because I know that they want to use AI to do a lot of this stuff. That it saves on money, but like I don't feel like you're gonna get the same flexibility and contortionary design that you want from AI that you'll get from mocaps. Of course, you're limited because obviously you want to reduce injuries and things like that. But yes, the human experience, or I don't know what the word I'm looking for is right now, but you need that human part of like storytelling and reading and movement. And yes, can some of it be done by AI? The more and more it gets better, sure. Like I've been saying, and I always say, it should be more of a tool, not a replacement. So the fact again that they had to do testing to say that is crazy to me, because again, you can tell YouTube probably had data where it's like, oh, this is an AI video, and most people get to around here, and then they click off of it because they just realized, oh, it's AI. The reason why I made this channel the way I made it, because there's too many channels now where it's AI. If I'm going to read something, I got an AI reading it to me, and I'm thinking, oh, I gotta know what he's talking about. But he really don't. He hasn't been through the experience. He don't really conversate. The AI doesn't conversate with anybody but like a computer. So right, it's all knowledge that they retain from the internet, where you get first-hand account knowledge. You get experience knowledge. Like, it's different. Arc Raiders had proven to be a big hit. Now, I'm gonna be fair. I never played extraction shooters, and I did jump into Arc Raiders. I keep dying. I gave up on the game. It's not for me. I don't want to keep losing weapons and looking and like fighting to get new weapons. And yeah, you get a free loadout. Sure, that gets you back into the game. But I'm a person that like I need to play with the same weapon. But anyway, Arc Raiders has proven to be a big hit and showed that the extraction shooter had legs for more casual crowd. But like the final before it, it's drawing negative attention for its use of AI voices, which again I don't get. If you're hiring people to do the voice lines, they're making money. They get to spend the money, pumping the money into the economy. The economy isn't looking so bad. That will stop when they start using more and more AI, because you're not paying for it. So then where's the money going? Nowhere. Where it's not going to get pumped back into the economy, because they're going to do, it's not going to be as much as if the regular people that are doing the regular jobs get paid and put into the economy to live. Make sense? Okay. And this is why Dad talks about raising the taxes, because ultimately at the end of the day, how can you take money from people not making any money? In a new interview, Embark CEO and Nexon Executive Chairman Patrick Sutherland told Game Industry Biz, we might have to pull this website up for like another day, but that the studio had begun to phase out a lot of AI generated voice work in Arc Raiders. I'm glad. That's a good thing, because like I said, money to the workers so the workers can spend money, so the money goes back into the economy. And we re-recorded some of the line post-launch and made them real voices. There is a quality difference, Sutherland said. A real professional actor is better than AI, just how it is. Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be just how it is, but it's like, okay. Though Arc Raiders now has fewer AI voice lines than it did at release, the studio isn't phasing in the use of AI. Sutherland reaffirms that the sentiment he shared before, that AI is enough of a time saver to keep around. Yes, and that's what I'm trying to say when you say it should be a tool. Yeah, save time, but save the time in a way that doesn't harm the people who've helped you make the games, and also in a way that doesn't make your customers feel like you don't care of the quality of your game. Uh, excuse me. Let me drink some water and we'll get back into it. But again, this article, I'm going to probably read like one more or two more paragraphs. Article will be in the description and y'all can read it. Um, we look at AI first and foremost as a production tool, he said. We can test things internally. We can test 15 different lines without recording them, and then we know what to record. It's also a way of us to work, not replace actors. See, that's what I'm talking about. Right here. See, we're not, and that's the thing that y'all need to keep in mind, because the saying that I hate AI, it needs to be, it's not going to be removed. It's basically installed in the damn program now and everything all the time, 24/7, right? And they're going to keep improving it. Going to keep getting better. They're going to keep implementing it in things, and that's just the way it's going to be. But what people need to understand is that it needs to be a tool first, never a replacement. Because, like I said, one, AI, if AI does all the work, what do you learn as like a person, right? As a worker, you're not gonna learn that. It could practice makes perfect, right? But now you got AI recording the voice 15 times. That engineer you had that used to do it and record it 15 times, and that man was getting some type of production, like some kind of practice out of what he was doing, crafting his talent. And then and people are not going to be able to do that. And the more that this continues to happen, the less work and the ability to craft their talent or be able to do what they like to do, it's going to become less prevalent. The people are not going to be able to do it as much, right? And they're going to have to find other outlets to do it. Okay, replacement. We don't necessarily believe in replacing humans with AI all the time. It shouldn't be at all. Again, it shouldn't be at all. I get that this saves you time, which in turn should just make your progress, your workflow better. The way that you see, because if you have 20 employees, yeah, the AI could do 5 of the employees' work. Excuse me. But at the end of the day, why can't you have them same 20 employees and now you got AI doing the side work, the extended work that you would necessarily would need 5 people for, right? But you keep them same 20 people that've been working for you. You keep the same workers that's making you money because they're getting used to doing their craft. And the more and more that you do that, I think we spoke about it the other day about like sustainability and just being able to do the same thing, not the same thing, but like work in the same place. I guess doing the same things will allow you to be better and better. See, with me doing this day in and day out the way I've been doing it, not only am I gaining consistency, but stability and becoming better at reading these articles and looking for what I feel like I want to touch on. And that's the only way you do it. If you get these workers and you fire them, they go to a new studio to go work on a different game, they're not going to work in the on the same thing, right? And this is just an example, just to be honest. If you were working on creating characters in one place, right? And now you got fired and they go to another place. And your job here isn't to build characters, it's to design the world, right? Now that's it. So now you're gonna have to go into a different thought process. You have to maybe do a little research because you don't know certain things. I'm not saying they don't. What I'm saying is you haven't done it in a while. So you got to review, refresh yourself on certain things. And if you're not doing it in a certain way, like I said, every day or, whenever you're doing it consistently in a certain way, you're never going to get better, especially if you're jumping around. So that's my thoughts on this. I'm glad that he sees that. I mean, or I should say they see that, because I don't know if it's a he or she. Yeah, because I think they only say Arc Raider has, okay. Yeah, they don't really say who it is. Anyway, but I'm glad that they realized it, and hopefully, again, they use it as a tool and not a replacement. So, that's a good thing, All right, what we got here? Oh, okay. So this the last thing before I want to look at something real quick and see how that's doing. So, NVIDIA, GeForce, it's like the graphic cards and stuff like that. They do all the gaming stuff. They're at the gaming conference, gaming dev conference or whatever, GDC. Anyway, announcing NVIDIA DLSS 5. I think I put it wrong in the search bar, but an AI-powered breakthrough in the visual fidelity for games coming this fall. DLSS 5 infused pixels with photorealistic lighting and material bridging the gap between rendering and reality. Now, the reason I looked this up was I saw something on my timeline earlier, but I didn't save it. And, I mean, it looks good, but, like, I'm guessing... Oh, no, wait. Because the problem that I be having is copyright with, like, the music. So we're just going to do this. Let's say, brighten up their hair. Are they going to run it again? Or do I have to pull it back? No, they're going to do different characters. This Leon from Resident Evil. So, you can see it, right? Let me see. Hogwarts, okay. So, brightening the color, giving them more wrinkles, making them more defined. Okay, now, Alright, stop. Damn, this volume thing. I clicked that, like that. Alright, hold on a minute. Damn it, I gotta go back just a little more. Okay, so this is what Starfield looks like, and then it's right here. I missed it again. Sorry. Alright, I just want y'all to notice. See where mouth is moving right here? It still shows it like it's moving there, but the facial features don't feel like it's put together. Kind of like watching a dub. Like a Chinese movie in an English subtitle. That's what that felt like just now. I could be wrong. And maybe because, I got bad vision. But, yeah. And then the Assassin's Creed Shadows, NVIDIA DLSS 5. I'll be honest. If you don't have the screen to really realize it, you're not going to much when they do things like this. And I'll be honest. And Assassin's Creed actually looked pretty good. Just without that. And I don't think... Because, see, here's the thing, right? Which means, yeah. But, like, this isn't a good, this might be, but it needs to be bigger. I'm not doing all that right now, Alex. So, no, before, after, I'm done. They are really not liking it. And Netflix adaptation, the DLSS 5, Lucifer 2.0. Oh, that's funny. It's just simply unbelievable. It's so okay. Good old dog meme. Alright, I don't. So for me, what it looks like is like, yes, it upscales, it makes it look better, but I don't think the animation sort of, again, I'm not an animator, but I assume that where's that other one? It's probably the best one to show. Oh, because it was on this damn thing. The thing is that, yes, it makes it defined, but I think because it kind of like, in order to make it more defined, it stretches out the faces and things like that. The boxes where it would be like talking to activate the mouth, or where it would originally be where they designed it. But what they need to do is maybe bring it out a little more. And again, I'm not a designer. I assume that this is what happens. But yeah, because you can see right here, damn, it just wants to be a volume. It doesn't want to be nothing else but a volume. Okay. So we got to go like right here. Stop. Yeah, I feel like, and again, you could tell when you play it right here. This is the last time, but you could tell. It's like right here. Watch your mouth. It just doesn't fit it. Again, like I said, it's like watching Chinese dub. Not saying that this isn't impressive. It is. What worries me about this being this impressive is that this is the worst it'll be, so it'll only get better, which only allows developers to do less actual work on these characters before they allow the AI to render it and make it better. And better per se. Right? And the last thing for the night, I'm a Souls fan. I've played almost all of them. I did not play Sekiro. I keep wanting to, and I just don't. So I should still probably at some point get to it. But there, Sekiro No Defeat to premiere in 2026. I think this is supposed to be a Netflix series, right? I mean, the design artwork looks like it. Sekiro No Defeat, August 2025 announcement. Anime adaptation of Sekiro Shadows Die Twice will premiere in 2026. Kodakawa Corporation, Crunchyroll. Oh, so it's going to be on Crunchyroll. Okay. The anime will stream exclusively on Crunchyroll worldwide, including Japan, China, Korea, Russia. Why would I say Russians? It should say Russia and Belarus. In Japan, the anime will see national-wide theatrical release. The companies also announced that in addition to Daisuke Namatakawa, okay, sorry if I'm messing up your name, Miyuki Satyo, and Kuro, the Divine Heir on it. Look, man, I'm guessing these are characters that they play in the game. So for me not to continue to mess up their names, the following voice actors will also reprise their roles from the game. Okay. So the same voice actors that are in the game will play the same roles in the anime. And the anime is coming to a theatrical release in Japan. August the 25th is when it's announced, and will be playing on Crunchyroll. So that's pretty cool. Scope there. I'm guessing these are, again, characters from the show. A new trailer reveals Sekiro No Defeat theme song to be Blue by the composer Ryuichi Sakamoto from his 2015 release album The Best of Playing with the Orchestra 2014. And then this is the trailer. Oh.
Sonata.
Alright. Y'all ready for this? This is Sekiro. No Defeat anime trailer. Let's check it out.
一人か。
腕ある忍びとお見受けした。
まだ死ぬ定めではないと見える。
我光に付き従う影。
この国に明日があるとは限らぬぞ。
我らが争わぬ道はないのでしょうか。
主は絶対悠長として守る。
頼んだぞ、狼。
The animation looks really good. Like the drawing, the color looks really, really good. I can't really say anything else other than that because again, I never played the game and I probably should. But seeming that the show comes out in August, I probably will try to pick up the game and play it before then.
石腕の狼Sekiroよ。貴様、何故戦う。
死を厭わぬのですか。
なすべきことをなす。
楽しんでおくれなせがれどまだ苦労させられよ狼共に来るか。
That is fire. Like the drawing. It reminds me of like the old school animes from like the 80s. Not the, because obviously now it's more graphically designed, but like kind of that art style from back when they used to, like old story Japan books. If this makes sense.
その力を与えられた者を死してなおよみがえ
さ
る。
らばだ。
この世のすべては死人。
さらばだ。
じゃが
生きろ。
私とそなたはそこにはおらぬ。
生きろ。
流因の血を
何故死ぬ。
我が命まで求めるか。
何故生きる。
狼よ、我が血と共に生きてくれ。
That is looking good. That is looking good. I like the way that looks, the color, the designs. It's got that real, like, again, Japanese old school drawing type of flow. Like, I don't know. I feel like kind of like the brush strokes of the old school Japanese art that you would see on like tapestry. It kind of gives me that feel. Anyway, give me your opinion down below on how you felt about the trailer if you're gonna watch Sekiro, and also if you would like to see me try to play it. I'm a Dark Souls player, so it shouldn't be too bad, and hopefully, everything goes well. With that being said, thank y'all for coming, hanging out with me. Listen to me talk about these articles. Every article will be shared in the description below if you want to read it or watch the video on your own without me going yah yah yah. But there's some good news here and there. We didn't really touch on it, but it's the middle of the week, so not too much to talk about. Not here tomorrow. I'll be here Thursday. If you made it this far, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.